going to demonstrate how to construct an earth bucket. An earth bucket is a derivation of the earth box, which is a means of growing vegetables in containers that is self-watering. It's got a built-in reservoir in it, and the concept is that there is a wick that pulls water from the reservoir up into the dirt that's sitting on a platform above the reservoir, and then that provides a steady source of moisture to the plant. So what you need for this is a 5-gallon bucket, complete with lid, which I've already modified, but this would be the original lid. You need about 2 feet of PVC conduit. You need a chunk, 6 inches of 3-inch pipe. Doesn't have to be anything special. This is way overbuilt here. And then you need probably 2 or 3 feet of this gutter screening, which is, I don't know what it is, polyethylene or polypropylene or something like that. But anyway, it's about 6 inches wide, and it comes in real handy. So you start out by boring some overflow holes in the side of your bucket. Those will be about 5 or 6 inches above the floor. So basically what you want then is to create the platform that is above the overflow, because you don't want the water to saturate the dirt. So the platform holds the dirt above the water level, and the overflow makes sure that the water level doesn't rise too high. Okay. So the wick. This is again, this is a piece of 3-inch Schedule 40 PVC. You could probably do it with a tin can. You need to drill some holes in it so that water can get in, although you could probably put some notches at the bottom, and that would provide the same function. But whatever, I had this laying around. And then you take a piece of your gutter screening and stick it in there, because it's got finer holes in it, and you pack the wick with some kind of porous material like sphagnum moss, or something that's got like a lot of wicking ability to it. I've got a product that's called Pro Mix that is like real fluffy organics, got vermiculite in it, and so that's what I'm using. But basically anything that's gonna draw water up into the main area above the reservoir. So anyway, this goes roughly in the center of the bucket. Just imagine it, and then this platform sits on top of it. Now, as I mentioned, this was like just a standard solid lid at one time. So what I did was I can't remember what I did. I can't remember whether I used a knife or a jigsaw or whatever to cut around here. Looks like a jigsaw. And then I retained this piece. I drilled a bunch of holes in the outer ring here, and I drilled a hole that's roughly the same size as the wick. So just like maybe a little bit smaller than the wick, because the wick is going to support the center of this platform. And since it turns out that the outside of the platform tends to be a little bit teetery, what I do is I take another, what is this? Looks like a couple of feet of this gutter screening, and create a large ring out of it. And that is kind of the support for the perimeter of the support platform. I don't know, there should be a name for this, I guess, but I don't have it. Anyway, there's also a notch that is cut out of the edge here, and that is so that this tube can go in, and this is going to be the means by which you add water. So if you'll notice, the bottom of this is cut at an angle. That's done primarily so that it doesn't form a seal with the bottom of the bucket. So anyway, put this platform in there and arrange everything so that it lines up, making sure that your wick is roughly centered on the center hole of the platform. I like to put the fill tube someplace so that the bail still operates. In other words, if you put the tube there, then the bail interferes with it. So just try to keep that straight. And then you fill it with dirt. Okay, so once you got dirt in here and you kind of squish that down a little bit, then you take a piece of black plastic sheeting, like just large enough to overlap the edges of the bucket. You'll have to like put a little X in it to put it down over the fill tube, and then you take your remaining ring here and snap that down over the plastic. And so what the plastic sheeting does is it creates a mulch, essentially. It keeps the light, the ambient light, from getting down into the dirt, so that it suppresses weeds, I guess. Anyway, depending on what kind of plant you're growing, there's I'm sure there's like advice available about what kind of and what quantity of fertilizer to use. I think Earthbox is like widely discussed, and it's a commercial product, so they have a website that probably has all sorts of great information on it. But this is a good use of a 5-gallon bucket. It's cheap. It requires probably, I don't know, maybe half an hour or something like that to crank out a few of them once you get set up. And that's about it. I'll try and tip this over so that you can get a kind of a view of like the entire assembly. Hopefully that's visible. And I hope it's been useful to you. Cheers.